what's going on. So like sometimes when you watch comedy, there are people who tell the truth who are actually front and center with said people. And such a case is with Paul Mooney. Paul Mooney used to have me in stitches. One of my all-time favorite comedians and Richard Pryor's right-hand man. And I call Pryor the king of comedy for life. Paul Mooney's like right there. Mooney wrote and did a lot of scripts. But what he always did is that he was very aware of OJ. They ran in the same circles. And I always laughed at his comedy, but he was spot on. He talked about the timeline. He talked about the OJ he knew. You don't even have to be no comedian or know the stage to know how OJ got down. You know it was about three whites that was in his sight. White women, white cocaine, and it was like the whites was right with him as far as certain choices that he made. You know, he liked those kind of things, but there wasn't no blood. And what Paul Mooney tapped into is that the timeline, the whole nine. His humor on it was spot on. OJ wasn't the brightest cat. So, obviously with the plans and stuff that happened in Vegas and stuff, I'm just keeping it 100. Watching Paul Mooney's comedy on OJ should tell you all you need to know. And I like how Paul Mooney was a precursor to how these white folks is acting on TV, showing out and using OJ as a pinata to try to say how they want to see how evil and corrupt and how bad he was and all that. They using him because they thought he was the good Negro that they spoiled to the core, that they allowed into their place. And then when something went down, they wanted to distance themselves and act funny, which they're doing. Which they're doing. It's like clockwork, you know. But if you watch Paul Mooney's takes on OJ, they are hilarious, but they're spot on. It's a lot of stuff that he talked about with what they were doing. And I laughed, but it was true. They weren't looking for no blood. They were looking for watermelon seeds. That was hilarious. They were upset. When Paul Mooney hit the money, it was about drugs and sex. That's what it's about. That's the whole thing. They got what happened with Nicole and Ron and Faye Resnick. I'm always going to believe that because that was a cult thing. Juice was into his own thing. He loved that lifestyle too much to put himself in that particulars. He did. He loved that life too much. He wanted that bad. That's why he fought. Think about it. You got a judgment against you, and you going to Vegas to reclaim your stuff because you wanted to have that back. You wanted that because you love that lifestyle. Now, when I come from a spiritual perspective, you understand that that's only for a short time in life. Yeah, that's not going to come with you. He wanted that lifestyle too much. That's how I knew that what mattered most. It wasn't about anything in particular. But anyway, Paul Mooney, check out his OJ takes on YouTube streets and different places because they were hilarious, but they were spot on. And he spoke more truth and candor than anybody I've else heard out in these media streets and their venom and their hate. But also, Paul Mooney told the truth about OJ, and I tell it to black entertainers and black folks everywhere, especially when you deal with corporate America and the white world. They're going to give you an N-word wake-up call. Paul Mooney talked about the N-word wake-up call for OJ and for others, and it is coming. You better wake up. Stop wasting your time voting for them. Stop wasting your time tap dancing for them when you ain't getting reparations. Like I always say, love who you with, whatever you are, but you remember your skin. Remember who you are because they never going to forget you, and they never going to let you forget that privilege is a real thing. All right. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. And I'm going to be doing only fitting, talking about him in some form of variation because it is that deep of a topic. Eventually, I'll get back to more regular things the next day or two. But I'm going to marinate on this OJ because it still strikes a chord. And when I see the ignorance, the hate, the venom that's out here with some people's comments, or that they wish death on somebody and how evil and vindictive they are, oh, it shows me that America with 3Ks ain't changed at all. But everybody ain't going to sit back and let them just talk and be reckless. All right, I'm out. Peace.